Good morning, everyone. Today I am here to speak on our presentation regarding several routing protocols, features, and limitations for wireless mesh networks. It's a review. Wireless mesh networks are communication networks which comprise radio nodes in which nodes are arranged in a mesh topology. Mesh topology is an interconnection of all connected with all other nodes in the network. Our presentation will have following scope: introduction, basic structure, advantages, applications, limitations, features, routing protocols, network performance, conclusion, and future scope. Wireless mesh network is a network which comprises various wireless nodes with access points. Each node in the network acts as a forwarding node to transfer the data. Since the network is decentralized, forwarding of data is possible only to a neighboring node. This results in network structure simple and easy. Wireless mesh network make the people connected with the internet who work at remote areas and operating businesses. The chapter shows light on wireless mesh networks architecture, various other networking standards and applications. Wireless mesh network is the architecture which provides less mobility with low cost within a radio range. Wireless mesh network is an infrastructure in which a network of routers minus cable between the nodes. It consists of radio nodes which need not to be cabled to a wire port like the conventional wireless access points. Shortest hops are predicted to transmit the data towards large distance. Wireless mesh networks are categorized into three types of based upon the functionality of the nodes in the network, like infrastructure mesh architecture, mesh architecture based on clients, that is client based structure, and hybrid mesh structure. The figure shows the architecture of mesh based on clients. In this we can see that network with no router is connected to it, and rather all clients are interconnected to perform the data transfer. The infrastructure mesh architecture. Mesh routers together act as wireless backbone for infrastructure mesh architecture. Client node is passive in mesh infrastructure via Ethernet links. Conventional clients with Ethernet interfaces can be connected to mesh routers. In the additional network, If the additional network and the mesh routers are operating under the same radio range, it is easy for the mesh network to communicate with the mesh router. Alternatively, if the radio ranges differ, the node will communicate to the base station so that with the help of Ethernet, it can be further communicated to the mesh routers. Hybrid mesh architecture. In hybrid mesh architecture, usually the mesh nodes routers act as backbone of the entire network operation. With the help of network mesh router, it performs routing and forwarding of data packets towards its destination. Various features of wireless mesh networks are: wireless mesh networks by their very nature generate many paths across the components. That indicates that even if an access point breaks, information mostly on the channel will be able to use the other route. That's true for wireless networks as well, as because of a transmitted link can travel several paths towards its endpoint. A wireless mesh network implementation provides a machine with several points of connection if one fails. Wireless packets of data can be downloaded from several gateways by a system, leading for faster transfers. By linking network components to one another, a wireless mesh implementation can expand connectivity outside wired connections. Wireless mesh network is always discovering new things. These components immediately send one another of route modifications. Various advantages of wireless mesh networks are wider internet connectivity, self-configuration, highly versatile, and less interference. The cost of designing the network is lesser for fewer number of nodes, even for large network coverage. Wireless mesh networks show better performance even for a large number of nodes in the network. Wireless mesh networks rely on various Wi-Fi standards. It is useful for no line of sight NLOS network. It is self-configuring and self-healing. Easy to install and uninstall, which makes network more adaptable with less or more number of nodes. Mesh network may comprise of mobile devices or stationary devices. Some of the applications of mesh networks which deserve communication are battlefield surveillance. tunnels, mobile video applications, emergency situations, tunnels, real-time car racing, etc. Voice over protocol Voice over Internet Protocol is the main application of wireless mesh networks. In order to provide quality of service, wireless mesh network is used in telecommunication for voice communication. In current scenarios, some of the applications where wireless mesh network can be used include military forces are using wireless mesh networks to connect their devices for field operations in many countries. In residences, electric smart meters have been implemented to transfer the reading from one point to another, say as from home to centralized office to eliminate the manpower. Wireless mesh network is used in one of laptop or child program in which it makes the students to share their files even when they are not connected with the internet or with any physical connections. From 2010 onward, Wi-Fi enabled mesh networks are available in the market which is installable even in homes or at small workplaces. Google Home, Google On Hub and Google Wi-Fi are various Wi-Fi wireless mesh networks. Iridium constellation with 66 satellites work under mesh network. This topology connects various wireless links with other satellites. Voice calls can be communicated via mesh networks between one satellite and another across constellations without transferring the signal to the ground station. Latency is high reduced by avoiding the signal transfer to the nearby mesh instead of transferring to ground station. Wireless networks allow multiple users to access large number of information without the hassle of running wires to and from each computer. This can be extremely helpful if there are a number of users that need to move around or access the network. However, wireless mesh networks are far from perfect and there are a number of disadvantages or limitations that an individual organization may face when facing and using a wireless network. Wireless networks are typically inexpensive, but it can cost up to 4 times more to set up a wireless network than to set up a wired network in same cases. The range of a wireless network is limited and a typical wireless router will only allow individuals within 150 to 300 feet to access the network. Wireless networks are extremely susceptible to interferences, so radio signals, radiation, and other similar types of interferences may cause a wireless network to malfunction. Wireless networks can be accessed by any computer within range of the network signal, so information transmitted through the network may be intercepted by unauthorized users. And the last, wireless networks are typically slower than wired networks, sometimes even up to 10 times slower. In conclusion, we can say that the nodes in wireless mesh networks are self-configurable and self-healable. Such self-configuring nodes are better, which improves the system performance, whereas self-healing makes the network to reconfigure if there are any addition and deletion of nodes in the network. Due to huge number of nodes and data, there will be high fault tolerances and degradation in performance. Integration of existing networks leads to more complexity. By eradicating these drawbacks, the performance of wireless mesh networks can be enhanced a lot. The future work encompasses the use of Lyapunov technologies for transmission schedule, securing development and admission control algorithms in wireless networks, wherein intersession network coding is authorized. In future, the research work can be extended for other parameters which can be very effective in construction of topology for rural wireless mesh networks. For successful future in the wireless mesh network, a fundamental issue must be taken care to facilitate services with certain quantity and quality of service requirements, bandwidth, delay, security and reliability. Hybrid routing method is employed to enhance the quality of service. So far, these security measures instituted are the solution for a variety of attacks in wireless mesh networks. Wireless mesh networks find their utility in number of areas. The main area is communication. Wherever after that the cities and multiplicities can also be used. Wherever the education is the main component where the wireless mesh networks can play a major role. Healthcare and military are the another major important and the most significant areas where their use of wireless mesh networks can be made immensely for the benefit of the society. Thank you very much.